Hey everyone, it's me, Joxic. I just wanted to let you all know that this is the Q&A that I asked a few days ago when I got 1K subscribers. I just wanted to give another thanks to every single one of you who has supported the Joxic Tales series and the Joxic Tales series, and as well as allowing me to get to 1K. It's honestly been a new experience. It's been new to me. It's been my dream that I would hit 1K, and yeah, it feels very deserved. It feels good, honestly. So I asked, as a thank you for it, I asked a Q&A so you guys can ask me any questions about certain things, and yeah, I'll be reading those questions out for you here. So Aiden Ninja 242 says, 1, I like the WWE references. Thank you, bro. And 2, what do you want in Splatoon 3, and who is a DLC fighter you would like for Smash Bros? For Splatoon 3, I don't really care about Splatoon 3 as much anymore. Like, yeah, I'm really excited for it because I've been part of the Splatoon community for around, 2018, because I was part of Splatoon Amino. But yeah, the only thing I would really want from Splatoon 3 is snipers to be fixed, because they were absolute dog shit in the second game, but it might have been just I was bad. I would like to know what the crossbow does, because it's by far the most interesting weapon that they've brought back. Well, they haven't brought back. Well, they've brought into the game, but I'm really happy with the Inkzuka also being brought back. And as well, like, I'd love to have Salmon Run back. Yeah. It's not really much that I want from Splatoon 3, so yeah, charger fix, what the crossbow does, bring back Salmon Run, and just make it decent. DLC fighter. There's no like specific character that I desperately want, unlike some people on Twitter. But if I had to choose characters that I would love to see as DLC fighters, I'd love to see Doom Guy, Dante, and Phoenix Wright. Doom Guy because, well, he's fucking Doom Guy. He's been one of my favorite characters, like, ever since I played Doom when I was little. And I think, yeah, 2016 and Eternal are just fucking amazing games. Like, it's crazy from, like, an entire genre of games, FPS genre, that it's always been first-person shooter, multiplayer, don't give a fuck about the single player. But Doom has shown that you don't need fucking multiplayer, you just need a good-ass story, and yeah, it really kicks most AAA games in the nuts. And yeah, Doom Guy has such an awesome moveset I can think of. And yeah, it would be really awesome to have him in the game. Dante, I just love Dante. Everyone really likes Dante from my friend group. And yeah, it appease a lot of people. And yeah, Phoenix Wright, he's just a meme. I quite like Phoenix Wright, and one of my friends loves Phoenix Wright. And yeah, you'd always love to see him in the game. Especially with Dante and Phoenix Wright, they've shown that they can actually have a moveset with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I always love watching those videos from like Lythera and all that shit. And yeah, honestly, it would be awesome to get any of those characters in. If it doesn't happen, doesn't matter. I'll be happy with whoever it is, because I've been really happy with the characters they did choose. I'm really happy with Joker. Like, Joker's been one of my favorite characters. Hero has become my main. And yeah, Steve was such a huge, like, it broke Twitter. Like, it fucking broke Twitter. And then Sephiroth just absolutely just destroyed the Game Awards, honestly. It was, like, I think Smash Ultimate has been really good. I just, like, the character roster is fucking insane. Like, in concept, I think Smash is great, but I just fucking hate online. I just hate online so much. My boy Blaze asked me, who or what were your inspirations behind Joxic and Toxic Tales? Also, congratulations on 1K. Thanks, bro. So when I first started Toxic Tales, which was, I think, end of 2018, when I talked about one of my exes, Mika. Yeah, my main influences was Pick Surprise, especially when I watched his channel checker on Heavy the Squid, Omega the Squidman, and Eligadelia. What's his name? I also watched a lot of commentary beforehand when I was like in year 7 and 8, so I would watch a lot of like Leafy, Grade A, Under A, Scarce, like all the drama YouTubers, and I think the biggest one out of them all was iDubbbz with his Content Cops. Content Cop was, in my opinion, one of the biggest influences for me for like the more rant style videos. Like I try to add in comedy with some of my videos, but I'm not all that funny. I know that I'm not funny, so I'd rather go for more bluntness. And then like my editing style just like kind of derived from watching Lemon a lot. I also, was very inspired from his video on Behind the Meme, and then just I really admire his editing style and just kind of integrated it into my videos and all that. But later down the line through, I think when I changed it to Joxic Tales with the Viola video, when this is like, the Viola video and the Ellie Deli video, this was like the transition from Toxic to Joxic Tales, because Toxic Tales has always been just personal problems I've had. So that was like Mika, Kittles, and then Captain Baz. But like, all the Joxic Tales have been issues about Splat Sauce. And when I got into that part of the community, I think a huge change for my entire editing style and tone for everything I do definitely came through Gokunaru with his video on H3H3, as well as his video on YouTube, as well as just the entire channel of Mama Max. Mama Max has been one of my biggest idols, especially recently, with some of his videos, how he exposes predators, and pretty much his entire group that he has, being with like Nexpo, Disrupt, Night Docs. Yeah, those content creators that like talk more about disturbing content on the internet. I've really enjoyed those, and they've been a lot of inspiration for the more dark shit that I have in my videos and all that. Cheng Han asked me, congrats, you deserve it. As for the Q&A, who is your favorite character from each respective part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? 2, have you watched Demon Slayer? And if so, what is your favorite character in it? And 3, where do you see yourself, your career choice, and your channel in a few years from now? Alright, so Jojo. Part 1, I love, who's its name? I love Speedwagon. Speedwagon is best boy, and I don't care what you say otherwise, because everybody in the JoJo community believes that Speedwagon is the best character. Part 2, I love the Pillarmen, especially Wamu. But I also love I think out of all the Pillarmen, I like Wamu, but I think Carl's is my favorite. And also like Joseph Joestar as well. Part 3, I love Dio. Dio is my favorite character, genuinely one of my favorite characters of all time in JoJo. Mostly Shadow Dio, because Shadow Dio just shows like just the amount of power that Dio has, and I absolutely love it. I also love Kakuin as well. Kakuin has been one of my favorite characters of all time as well. And I also love playing both of them in what's his name? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Heritage for the Future. It's basically just like Street Fighter Alpha, but with JoJo characters, and I fucking love that game so much. Have I watched Demon Slayer? Yes, I have. I haven't finished it, funny enough. I've got a fuck ton of anime to watch. I still don't even finish Dragon Ball, for example. My favorite character in it would probably be Nezuko or Tanjiro, because I just really like the duo, and I love the art style. I fucking love the art style so much. As an artist, it makes me happy. Where do I see myself in a few years' time? My career choice, I don't know what I want to do for a career choice. I have a lot of options. Like I've got art, music, video production, but I've really enjoyed hospitality, especially at school. It's made me realize how much I really enjoy it, especially in service with other people. I had like work experience working in a restaurant, and I really enjoyed that experience. And I don't know, maybe working in the hospitality industry, just like, just working in a restaurant as like a pass to like people like serve food and take your orders and all that. I can never really see myself as a chef because I'm not a perfectionist with a lot of things. Where do I see my channel in a few years? I don't know. I have no clue. I've only planned to do 2 more videos on Joxic Tales and then do an epilogue for it. But I don't know what I want to do afterwards. Like, I only plan to make this channel, like, and finish it when I was in year 12. Like, once I finish year 12 and all that, like, finish school and all that shit. But, I don't know, maybe I'll make some more videos in the future, and who knows? I'll probably just make more lengthy videos because I just really enjoy lengthy videos in general. Ijaz Rahman, I don't know if that's pronounced correct, asked me, which Splatoon YouTuber do you like the most? I think when it comes to content-wise, I've always loved Octoboy. Octoboy's always been one of my favorite content creators. He's just genuinely really funny. Out of everyone in the Splatoon community, when I think animators, yeah, I definitely think Jared, because he's a homie. He's a real homie. Jared Gaming, he's a real homie. Barry Mitchell's is pretty cool as well. Makita Enderfox is a really good animator. I fucking love her, her animations a lot. Yeah, I don't really watch too much Splatoon content, I'm gonna be honest. I actually mostly watch a lot of Smash Bros content, and no surprise, honestly. And I would just like watching a lot of like more disturbing content on the internet. So like I said earlier with like Mama Max, Night Docs, Disrupt, what's his name, Nexpo, and all that shit. Yeah, that's mostly what I watch. Lily asked me, how do you have the patience to main snipers in Splatoon? I don't fucking know. I don't know, I don't know. I genuinely just don't know. I just enjoy sniping people. I like having long range. I think the big thing as well is that you have such short range and you can get punished really easily. But you know, you look cool doing it. I think this is like similar with Hero, is because I'm gonna mention this in like a video that I'm gonna work on a Hero video for this. Is that the biggest thing is that you need to be aware of your surroundings as well as you. So like you need to be aware of your surroundings a lot as a charger. Like, you need to be careful of other charges, you need to be careful of flankers, you need to be careful of, like, people with range, like dynamo rolls and all that shit, but, yeah, I generally don't know why I main snipers, but I think they're just funny. Mick Track asked, to Joxic, thoughts on the current state on the SMG4 fanbase and community, and what is your thoughts on Mythical Matty? Splatoon SMG4, I really liked him when I was little. More like, when he made like a lot of the videos with like his character in Mario. I generally just don't like the approach him and what's his name? His series is gone really. Like Maggie was a fine character until they turned her into an anime character, in my opinion. The fanbase is really toxic. I don't really like it a lot. It's like the Splatoon community, but like, I don't really have much to say about it. Honestly, I don't really dive into it. It's not my business anyway. And Mythical Matty, I think he's a fucking freak. I genuinely think he's a freak. He admitted to wanking off, TP, and I fucking despise that. It's really disgusting. I'm glad he's gone from the community because, yeah, he's a really fucked up person. Minecraft G01 asked me, who is your favorite Smash Bros character? That's an easy question. Captain Falcon and Hero. I love Captain Falcon because I love F-Zero and I just genuinely love comboing people with Captain Falcon and just being cool. Falcon has been one of my favorite characters of all time. Because of that, also I just love showing you moves because showing you moves is just the funniest thing. And Hero is interesting. I never thought I would like Hero, but it's just the menu. The menu is the funniest thing because genuinely, if you ever sit down with another person who plays Hero or just do a Hero ditto for like a few hours, you could pull the funniest things ever. It's really funny. There's a lot of stuff that I could do as Hero, like a lot of tricks and tips that I always give people. Like, I have friends who want to learn how to play Hero, so I'll be like, yeah, come here for like an hour. I'll teach you all my hidden gems, basically. Like, yeah, Hero he's a very goofy character. I'm gonna make a video on him, but other characters as well. I like Ganondorf. Ganondorf, he is the worst character in the game, but he's the most fun to play. He's the most fun to verse against, and he's the most fun to watch because it's just funny seeing the worst character in the game making upsets against like some of the best characters in the game. It's genuinely funny. There isn't many Ganondorf mains, but like I've seen Ganon do some upsets every now and then. So yeah, I'd say out of every characters, I'd say Captain Falcon, Hero, and Ganondorf. I love a lot of characters like Snake, Link, Who else do I like? Joker, Byleth, and a whole bunch of other characters, Cloud and Sephiroth, and all those. But like, yeah, those are the main characters I really, really like. Mr. Bubblegum asked me, out of all the Joxic and Joxic Tales videos that you've done, which one is your personal favorite by far? That's a good question, honestly. I really like this question. So, I think out of every single video that I've done, I think my favorite has been TCS's video, the death of TCS. Mainly because of the story behind it. Because the thing is, from what I like look around and all that shit, all of his information was like kind of scattered around. Most of his information was mostly word of mouth, so nobody really knew like what to believe and what not to believe. He was a bit of a dictator in my opinion. But the reason why I think it's my favorite is because during the time when I was working on it, I worked on it. It was on chapter 2, I think it was. Chapter 2, I just decided, yeah, nah, I just don't want to fucking work on this anymore. I was working on schoolwork, and the only thing I did in my spare time was watching anime, and that was just watching Dragon Ball. But I was talking to some friends online, and yeah, at school, because some of my friends at school watch my stuff, and shout outs if any of you are watching this. Yeah, they gave me some motivation to do it, and I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna crack it all out in like less than a month, and I eventually did, and I was really happy with that. I uploaded it on June 30th, and I think out of every single video, that's my favorite, because nobody has talked about it. Two, I gained a lot of respect from him. Like he was hesitant to take down the video, but he's like, you know, I'm gonna keep it up because, you know, it's important for people to know who I was. But then he fucking turned around and just took down information. But I think, yeah, the story behind it, as well as asking my friends, just like, hey, do you want to like record this skit of me basically killing TCS? Yeah, that was the fun part. Also, the fact that it got like 1K views in like less than a week, it was just insane, honestly. So yeah, out of every single video that I did, I think, yeah, the death of Canadian Spartan was my favorite. XXMZMXX asked me, do you ever imagine yourself being a famous private detective or a Smash Championship winner? I knew you'd be great in either. Thank you, I appreciate that a shit ton. Well, with being a detective and like a lawyer, kind of, in my what's his name? In Australia, because I'm an Aussie, we go by ATAR, which is like kind of like your ranking around the world, basically. So basically, during exams, it's all like done basically via a rank system. So basically, how well you do in like the exams, you are basically ranked, and you need to have a certain rank if you want to go into certain, you know, jobs and all that shit. And being like a detective and being like a lawyer and all that shit, yeah, you need a really high ATAR and you need to be studying a bunch of things. But I don't know, it might be something I want to consider in the future. And Smash Champion, like, I don't think so. I'm pretty dog shit, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty bad at Smash. I'm okay, like I'm not bad. I go to tournaments and do okay, but like, yeah, I don't think I would ever be like, you know, best in the world or like, you know, PGR. Like, nah, it's just a fun thing. I just like, you know, going out with some mates, just doing some tournaments together. It's just, yeah, it's all fun for now, but you know, I might do it in the future when I don't have to worry about schoolwork and yeah, jobs and all that shit. Flying Scott asks, why would you subject yourself to this horror that is YouTube, doing 40-minute exposés of all things? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think at the start I said to myself that, especially with the relationship that I had with Mika, is that I felt helpless. I felt like nobody can hear me, and I wanted to make a difference in myself. I wanted to make myself feel important. Like, I wanted to make myself feel that I exist, basically. Like, I didn't want it to just be a nobody. I wanted to make a difference in something, and I think I succeeded. Alright. The Mika video entirely showed me that I'm like, okay, you know, there are some holes in what you've done, but you know, it showed me that I had power. Like, people are willing to listen to me, and you know, I could do some damage to some people. There's been always two things there's two things in this Black Source community that completely changed everything. We had Heavy the Squid, that was exposed by majority of the TF2 YouTubers like Pick Surprise, Medic, Scalper, Doomsday, .exe, a lot of people, which gained a lot of traction for Ellie and, you know, the Splat Sauce community in general, which divided a lot of people. And then Loot House made a lot of people lose trust in a lot of people, and I think trust is a big thing, especially on the internet and what's his name, just life in general. But yeah, I always said this to myself, is that trying to think right now, that like the community's always needed another community to help with certain issues. Like, for example, TF2 helped Spot Sauce to take down Heavy the Squid, but I think with Brian Jackson, it's proven me otherwise, I would say, because, you know, I barely had any help from anyone. Like, I just mostly grabbed things that were already said, kinda. Like, I grabbed stuff from Fake Death, which was from Texan Game, and pretty much any person who exposed BJ, and then as well as some of the stuff with General Saltsy as well. But I think the main thing is I actually kind of just broke down his apology video, because his apology video was just really appalling in my opinion, and his response to me was just really appalling. So he picked a battle that he really couldn't win, honestly. I'm gotta be completely honest. But the reason why I do like large videos is that, one, they take a lot of time, because fuck, there's so much that goes into these videos alone. Like, you know, you've got who you got to talk about, you've got research, you've got script writing, you got editing for that, you got video editing, so you got to record yourself, record your voice, record skits, you got to plan it with friends. It's a long process, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, albeit it's also really stressful, because you have a lot of pressure on yourself, and you know, you have to do something, because I'm always a person that always tries to strive to be better, basically. Like, I have very high standards for myself, especially with my work. Yeah, the reason why I do 40-minute exposés is because I just really enjoy long videos. I really dislike short videos. I'm sorry. Like, the reason why I watch, like, for example, like Scott's videos on people, but like, I really enjoy a good long video. So I really, like, for example, recently with most of the drama YouTubers I watch, like, for example, The Right Opinion, I watch Jay Aubrey. Those are the two I mostly watch, and the reason why I really like them is because they're really long videos that explain. It's really good. The editing's really good. I really like the I really like the accent. I like the I like the persona that they play, basically. I just really like long videos in general, because it keeps my attention. I just don't like little, like, short videos, because like I constantly need to get more videos to satisfy myself. Also, I just really like my videos pretty much ask for your attention a lot. That's, I think, as well, I want people to continue watching my stuff, because I'm going deeper down the rabbit hole with all those things. So yeah, the reason why I do this is because also, I didn't mention this, that the reason why I do these is that, like I said, I felt helpless. I didn't have a voice. And I know there's like hundreds, even thousands of people in the Splatsource community, or in life in general even, that just can't be heard. They just don't have their voice heard whatsoever, and they just... I'm kind of like that person for a lot of people. I'm holding the flag for a lot of people. I carry the weight of a lot of people who are not heard, that are not spoken about, and yeah, it's a real I like outside of things, I've always wanted to help people. Like, off camera, I'm, you know, I want to try and make friends. I want to try and help people with their issues, and it comes off really weird for a lot of people because most people who watch me know me as this blunt person, and I gotta agree with them. I am a very blunt person, but yeah, I really just try to help people like off camera, and yeah, they find it very jarring, especially with as well the way I talk as well in videos. Yeah, they think it's really different. Yeah. Media Lover asks, congratulations, Toxic. Question, do you like Doctor Who, and what is your favorite video game? I've never actually watched Doctor Who. I've heard about it, and I've heard it's a really good show, and I've heard a lot of things from like friends and all that, saying it's an awesome show to get into, but yeah, I've never really had the time to watch Doctor Who, but from everything I've heard about everyone saying, oh, it's such a great show, and you know, it's like one of the best fan bases to be into, I'll definitely consider it. Favorite video game? Oh, I don't have like a favorite, like if you ever ask, oh, what's your all-time favorite video game, I couldn't really answer that because I have a whole bunch of them that I just really like, but there's no like pinnacle, this is my favorite game. But to kind of fill that question, I'd say some of my favorite games have always been Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because that's just the game I've mostly been played. Final Fantasy VII has been also one of my favorite games. Twilight Princess, Super Metroid. What else do I really like? I'm trying to think right now. And Donkey Kong Country, the Super Nintendo trilogy. I would say those are my favorite games, but I couldn't say for certain which game is my personal favorite. So yeah. Emma Poole asks, sick job with your channel blow up, mate. Just wanted to ask how you're going and what sort of goals you're working towards right now. I'm doing fine. I've been sleep deprived for the last few months, especially with working on the Brian Jackson video. Like, I just had no motivation to fucking do it. It was just painful to just work through, but eventually I got through because I finally had the motivation to be like, you know what, get off your ass and just actually finish it. But yeah, what do I plan to do to working forward towards? I plan to do like 2 more episodes of Joxic Tales, and then I was going to depart from the Splatoon community entirely. But after that, I think I would like to work on some Smash Bros montages again, and of course do some like reviews similar to the Final Fantasy one I've done. I've got a few games I've wanted to talk about, and just do like just a really long extensive video, because it's just kind of the things I really like to do now. It's just doing really long videos because it kind of compensates for the effort and the time that goes into a lot of these videos. Nano asked me, I wasn't originally going to ask anything, but this just popped into my head. Who is Joxic? The most we know is that he's more aggressive and results with violence with most of his confrontations. He kinda reminds me of Amori, the character, not the game. For anyone reading this, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not saying this is all accurate, but I'm just wondering, who is Joxic? I saved this for the last question because I feel like this is my favorite question out of all the questions I asked. And it's funny because it's from one of my best friends that I've had in the Splatoon community. Yeah, for a start, I don't even know who Joxic is. I genuinely don't know who Joxic is as well. I don't even understand who I am half the time. I think I don't have a concrete answer why, but I have like little pieces to satisfy that that answer that you want. Like you said, he confronts a lot of his issues with violence. I said in my video where I was like needing to take a break from things, is that he represented my mental state. He represented... I think he represents a mental state perfectly, in my opinion. That, you know, you have a lot of things on your plate. Things eventually, you know, don't really go the way you want, and in result to it, the amount of pressure, the amount of, you know, just burning hatred you have for a lot of things. The best way to explain it is that it's like shadow. It's like a shadow self. So, you know, like in Persona, basically. mostly every palace you go to, there's a shadow version of the person's palace. Yeah, it's kind of like that a little bit. Joxic is kind of like Shadow, is like my shadow self, but there's multiple reasons why I think who Joxic is. Joxic, I don't know. Again, I don't know who he is, but I think the most concrete answer I can probably give you is that he is my shadow, because there's a like I've recently been studying shadow psychology and a lot of more darker topics, especially with like the unconscious mindset, because of my artwork that I'm doing for my U12 major work. Yeah, the shadow self, it's a really vital part of you. It's a part of you that if you can't really control, it really just takes over you and just absolutely just eats you alive. And I think, yeah, Joxic is just kind of, yeah, he's a really, I hate to say this, but he's a bit of a tortured soul, basically. Like, I'm gonna be honest, with a lot of, like, especially with what I've worked on, I've been thrown in the dump a lot. I've thrown in the dump with a lot of the a lot of the people I've dealt with. A lot of people who I looked up to threw me in the dump, but over time, they just have to they eventually had to, respect me and, work with me and all that. I still don't think, to this day, I'm respected whatsoever, but, like, it doesn't matter to me, because this community is not what I care about, honestly. Like, I do care about a lot of people in this community, but, like, the more drama reporters, I just don't really care about that much, because in the end, they don't really see people as friends. Like, they don't really see people who support them as friends, because, it's on the internet. And while in a sense I can also agree with that, but I genuinely just, like, I want to try and work as a person just to be like the best form of myself, like online and just in my personal life. I've met some amazing people who have completely shaped my life online, and yeah, I cannot thank them enough for making me who I am, for the better and worse. But, like, I wouldn't say out of the way, just like people online, I like not your friend. I think that entire, like, premise is just really shit. It's a really shitty take, in my opinion, because you can make online friends, but yeah, it just never really works out for, like, relationships. But to summarize, I don't know who Joxic is either, but, like, the most concrete answer I can give you is that he's basically my shadow self. From, like, how, like, with most shadow characters in Persona, like Shadow Kamoshida, of, like, how he believes he's a king in fucking what's his name, Shujin Academy. I think Joxic is just filled with wrath to the point that he doesn't really care. Like, the thing is, the Persona that I play, he doesn't really care what happens to the people that he talks about. He just doesn't give a shit. He wants the facts to be out there. He wants to help those who cannot be heard. He has sympathy for the right people, basically. I wouldn't say the right people, but, like, he has a sense of sympathy for everyone, but, like, the moment you kind of pick the wrong side against him, he's brutal, basically. But yeah, I think that's the best answer I can give you. So I appreciate you all asking me questions on that, and yeah, I hope that you enjoy my future stuff, and yeah, I'll see you all in a future video.